Writer Life series. This is Drew. So I got a question today from one of my friends about why I write. Like, what made me start writing? What made me want to do screenwriting in the first place? The answer for her is I don't know. I have voices in my head from like 5 or 6 years old, and that sounds really crazy in retrospect, like as I'm saying it out loud, but like I always had conversations in my head between people, and I'm not crazy. I started kind of writing these stories, and in writing these stories I realized, hey, like this came pretty easy to me. Like it's easy for me to tell a conversation. It's easy for me to like make up, you know, a whole character and a setting and a plot and a place. And by doing that, I realized, one, I was weird, and it's fine to be weird because, I mean, who gives a shit? Number two, I really liked telling stories. I thought being a screenwriter is really kind of the way to go because, you know, I started out doing journalism and I was working in news, and in doing news writing, I realized not that I don't care about this. I mean, you have to care about the news. You just can't be ignorant. Okay, you can't be ignorant. You gotta care. For me, it was just like, this is so boring. I don't want to write about hate. I don't want to write about disappointment. I don't want to write about negativity. I mean, there's just so much negativity in the world. I just do not want to write about that all the time. And I mean, though you have to write about that type of stuff when you're writing scripts, obviously, because you have to have conflict, you know, it's kind of a different type of negativity, if that makes sense, which it probably doesn't, but that's just how I see things. Do I want to, you know, write for the Washington Post or New York Times? Hell no. Then I was doing magazine writing, you know, for a little while, or digital writing for a magazine, which was cool. I really did enjoy doing that. Mainly, to be honest, because there was a lot of perks. Like, it was a lot of fun events I got to go to. I got to meet a lot of great people. I was always in the know. They'd be like, oh, you know, you work at blah, blah, blah. Come cover this event. I was like, yeah, girl, I'm on the way. I don't really care to, like, follow around celebrities or chronicle anything the celebrities are doing. I don't have interest in doing that. Throughout that whole period, I was like freelance writing for different online orgs. You can see some of the publications I wrote some opinion pieces for on my website at drewdougal.com. And you know, it was cool. I was still, not saying I wouldn't do it. I would still do it. I mean, you know, I go where the money is, but I don't think that that's what really gives me a lot of passion, a lot of drive. For me, writing, like screenwriting, and being able to come up with like a whole world from nothing is pretty damn exciting to me. Maybe not to anybody else, but being able to come up with a world and being able to come up with, you know, conflict and characters and who people are, you know what I mean? I mean, that is just so interesting to me. Like, I'm watching all types of stuff. I mean, Empire, Mr. Robot, Scandal, Veep, Homeland. I mean, I was watching Ballers for a little while. Ballers, it was okay. I mean, you know, The Rock, he was good to look at. But before somebody in their head who's just like me was like, you know, I want to talk about advertising life and make Mad Men. You know, I want to talk about a hacker who, you know, hacks by day but is like this vigilante by night. Yes. I know I wanted to write, just in general, I wanted to write. I think when I first got out of school, I wanted to own my own magazine, but it would have been similar to like Clutch magazine, which is amazing. I wrote a couple pieces for them like back in the day, and like they're great and I love it, and I think that's a great magazine for students or kids like 18 to, is that 18? What's their audience? Maybe like 18 to 25. Being able to really dissect what makes people who they are is so fascinating to me. Like their patterns, behaviors, it's very intricate. Like people as individuals, like, you know, you look at your parents, you look at your family members, your friends, your community, all the people around you, and all of them influence who you are. So, you know, you could have a set of twins, and one twin is over here like making it in the world and just thriving, and the other twin is over here like on crack. Being able to escape into like another person's dilemma or another person's thoughts, another person's reactions, how they feel about something is very liberating to me. And then there's writing, and it's very cathartic for me to do that. It's very cathartic. You know what show was really good? In Treatment. If nobody's ever seen In Treatment on HBO, y'all need to watch it. It was like an older show. I forgot who starred in it. I'm gonna put the name somewhere here or in the description about whatever. I'm gonna put the name somewhere. But it was basically a psychologist, or he was a psychiatrist in a psychiatrist's office. It was like 4 different characters Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, the psychiatrist went to therapy. Everybody needs therapy, by the way, because I mean we just all are a little crazy. Being able to watch those characters together makes for such good television, and it makes for such good dynamic and human behavior. Human behavior is so erratic. Human behavior is erratic. And so I think to answer the question of like why I like writing, I think it's because I'm just obsessed with people. Writers are the ones that kind of like examine all this stuff and take all this mecha and bring it together into like one package that's like for the viewer. And it's like a package of jumbled thoughts and jumbled feelings and just like it's like a whole passion project, just boop. And I mean we all come from like different walks of life, and that's real, you know, cliche or generic or whatever, but that is so true. It's so true. And then when you sit down and you really talk to somebody and you find out like why they are the way they are, people be going through some things. I'm all over the place with this, but whatever. It's my channel, so I'm going to be all over the place. I like writing because I just like to tell stories. I like to tell stories. I like to get inside people's head. And I have like characters in my head. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That is why I like to write, and why I started writing, and why I'm going to continue to write. But yeah, any questions or comments or whatever, or nothing, just like or dislike. I mean, if you dislike, I mean, why you gonna dislike? That don't make no sense. Like, why do people even use the dislike button, really? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you would dislike me? That's boop. Thumbs up or subscribe or comment below. Continue to live this writer life that I'm living or that you're living. And that's it. Okay. Bye. See you later.